Welcome to Monk's Temple. Let's begin. Just take a moment. Settle into where you are. Feel the weight of your body against the chair, the bed, or the floor. Notice the rhythm of your breath, moving in and out, all on its own, without you having to do a thing. This simple act of being here, right now, listening to the sound of my voice, is the first step in a journey. Not a journey to some distant mountain top, but a journey inwards, to the very core of who you are. A journey to meet, perhaps for the first time, the person you've been overlooking your entire life, yourself. We spend so much of our lives looking outward. We look for validation in the eyes of others. We look for love in the embrace of a partner. We look for acceptance from our families, our friends, our colleagues. We chase promotions, possessions, and praise, hoping that these external things will finally fill a void we feel inside. But there's a quiet truth that many of us never dare to speak. The harshest critic, the most relentless judge, the one whose opinion we fear the most, lives not in the world outside of us, but within the quiet chambers of our own mind. We are often our own worst enemy. Think about it for a moment. How many times today have you said something kind to yourself? How many times have you offered yourself a word of encouragement, a pat on the back, a moment of forgiveness? Now, contrast that with how many times you've criticized yourself. How many times have you called yourself stupid for a small mistake? How many times have you looked in the mirror and focused only on what you perceive as a flaw? How many times have you replayed a conversation in your head, berating yourself for not saying the right thing? The imbalance is staggering. We are a fountain of kindness for the world, but to ourselves, we are often a desert. In the Buddhist tradition, there is a profound and revolutionary teaching. It's often said that the first step in spreading loving kindness, or metta, to all beings, is to first direct that love and kindness towards yourself. The Buddha understood a fundamental psychological truth: you cannot pour from an empty cup. If your own heart is not filled with compassion for yourself, if your own mind is not a sanctuary of peace for your own being, then the love you try to give to others will be conditional, strained, and ultimately, it will run dry. It will be like trying to offer a thirsty traveler water from a cup that is already empty. True, unconditional kindness for others can only arise from a foundation of unconditional kindness for oneself. This is not selfishness. This is not narcissism. This is the most basic form of spiritual hygiene. It is like putting on your own oxygen mask first before helping others on an airplane. If you are suffocating from self-hatred, how can you possibly help anyone else breathe? So today, in this long, quiet conversation we're going to have together, we're going to explore what it truly means to learn to love yourself. We're going to dismantle the old patterns of self-criticism and self-hatred, and we're going to build, brick by brick, a new foundation of self-compassion, self-acceptance, and genuine, unconditional love for the person you are, right now, in this very moment, imperfections and all. Let's begin by talking about labels. From the moment we are born, the world starts handing us labels. The first and most obvious one is your name. Think about your name for a second. Before you were born, you were just a presence, a potential. And then your parents, with all their hopes and dreams for you, gave you a name. They called you by it, and soon, everyone else did too. After years and years of hearing it, you began to associate that sound with your very identity. When someone says your name, you feel a sense of, "That's me." The label became so ingrained that it fused with your sense of self. This is a powerful demonstration of how the mind works. We are masters of association. And we do this not just with our names, but with everything. We are incredibly skilled at taking a temporary state, a fleeting emotion, a past mistake, or a perceived limitation, and we turn it into a permanent label for our entire being. We do it so seamlessly, so habitually, that we don't even realize we're doing it. We believe the label is who we are. Listen to the stories we tell ourselves and others. I'm just an anxious person. I've always been bad at public speaking. I'm not a morning person. I'm the kind of person who always messes up relationships. I'm lazy. I'm not creative. I'm too sensitive. Each of these statements is a label. It's a little story we've written about ourselves, and we've repeated it so many times that it has become our autobiography. We have taken a behavior, a feeling, or a pattern, and we have cemented it into an identity. But here is the liberating truth, the one that can set you free if you let it sink in deep. A label is just a thought pattern that has been repeated. It is not a permanent fact. It is not carved into the stone of your soul. It is a habit of thinking. And just like any habit, it can be changed. It can be unlearned. Imagine a path through a dense forest. The first time someone walks it, it's barely visible. But the more people walk that same path, the more the grass is trampled, the more the ground is worn away. Eventually, it becomes a well-defined road. It looks permanent, like it has always been there. But it wasn't. It was created by repeated footsteps. The neural pathways in your brain are the same. The thought, "I am a lazy person," is a path you have walked down so many times that it now feels like the only road there is. But you can choose to stop walking that path. You can let the grass grow back. You can start to carve a new path. Today, I am going to be active. Right now, I feel motivated. You shift from a permanent identity to a temporary experience. So, the first step in learning to love yourself is to stop believing every label you've ever put on yourself. Especially the negative ones. See them for what they are, just thoughts, just stories, just well-worn paths in the forest of your mind. They are not you. You are the vast, open sky in which these thoughts and patterns appear and disappear. You are not the clouds. You are the sky. Let me tell you a story. It's an old story, from a small village many years ago. There was a water bearer who lived in this village. Every day, he would carry water from the stream to his master's house using 2 large pots. He hung these pots on the ends of a pole, which he carried across his shoulders. One of the pots was perfect. It was flawless, and it always delivered a full portion of water at the end of the long walk from the stream to the house. The other pot, however, had a crack in it. By the time the water bearer reached his master's house, this cracked pot was always only half full. For years, this was the daily routine. The perfect pot was very proud of its achievement. It knew it was fulfilling its purpose perfectly. But the poor cracked pot was deeply ashamed of its own imperfection. It felt terrible that it could only do half of what it was meant to do. Day after day, it would apologize to the water bearer. Finally, after 2 years of what it perceived as bitter failure, the cracked pot spoke to the water bearer one day by the stream. "I am ashamed of myself, and I want to apologize to you." The water bearer asked, "Why? What are you ashamed of?" The cracked pot replied, "For these 2 years, I have been able to deliver only half my load because of this crack in my side. All the water leaks out all the way back to your master's house. Because of my flaw, you have to do all this work, and you don't get the full value from your efforts. The water-bearer felt compassion for the old cracked pot. He said, "As we return to the master's house today, I want you to look down along the path and notice the beautiful flowers." As they walked back from the stream, the old cracked pot looked down and saw, for the first time, the most beautiful wildflowers blooming on its side of the path. The sun was warming them, and they looked radiant. But at the end of the walk, it still felt bad because it had, once again, leaked out half its water. It apologized once more to the water-bearer. The water-bearer said to the pot, "Did you notice the flowers? They are only on your side of the path. I have always known about your flaw, and I put it to good use. I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day, as we have walked back from the stream, you have been watering them. For 2 years, I have been able to pick these beautiful flowers to decorate my master's table. Without you being exactly the way you are, he would not have had this beauty in his home." Think about that story for a moment. The cracked pot spent years hating itself, seeing only its flaw, its mistake, its inability to be like the perfect pot. It was completely blind to the unique beauty it was creating in the world. It was so focused on what it wasn't, that it couldn't see the value of what it was. We are all cracked pots. We all have our flaws, our imperfections, our leaks. We spend so much time and energy hating ourselves for these cracks, comparing ourselves to the perfect pots we see around us. We don't realize that our cracks are not just flaws. They are the very channels through which something unique and beautiful can flow into the world. The crack in the pot wasn't a weakness, it was the source of its purpose. It was the reason the flowers grew. Your mistakes, your vulnerabilities, your so-called weaknesses, they are not just blemishes on your soul. They are the watering cans for the flowers of your compassion, your resilience, your empathy. They are what make you human, and they are what allow you to connect with the humanity in others. So, the next time you find yourself hating a part of yourself, ask yourself, what flowers are growing on my side of the path because of this? What beauty is being watered by my imperfection? This is the beginning of self-love. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about realizing you are already the perfect cracked pot. If this story resonated with you, and you're finding value in this journey of self-discovery here at Monk's Temple, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It's a simple, free way to support what we do here, and it ensures you won't miss the next part of our conversation. Just click the button below. Thank you. This brings us to our second, and deeply connected, concept, the need to reframe our relationship with mistakes. In our modern, achievement-oriented world, we've been conditioned to see mistakes as failures. We see them as stains on our record, as evidence of our inadequacy, as something to be avoided at all costs and hidden if they occur. This view turns our lives into a minefield. We walk on eggshells, terrified of the next explosion, and when it happens, we are devastated. We internalize the explosion as proof that we are fundamentally flawed. But what if we could see mistakes through a different lens? What if, instead of seeing them as failures, we could see them as feedback? What if we could see them not as stains, but as compost? Think about a forest. On the floor of a dense, thriving forest, there is a constant process of decay. Leaves fall, branches break, trees die. They all fall to the forest floor. To the casual observer, this might look like waste, like mess, like failure. But to the forest itself, this is the most vital part of its life. This layer of decaying matter is compost. It breaks down, it enriches the soil, it provides nutrients for new seeds to sprout, for new life to push through the earth towards the sun. The tallest, strongest trees in that forest were nourished by the compost of the trees that came before them, by the leaves that fell and decayed. Your mistakes are the compost for your soul. Every single one. The time you said the wrong thing and hurt someone's feelings, that's a leaf that has fallen. The time you made a poor decision that cost you a job or a relationship, that's a branch that has broken. The time you tried something new and failed spectacularly, that's a tree that has fallen. In the moment, it feels like loss, like an ending. But if you let it sit, if you allow yourself to feel the pain, to learn the lesson, to understand the why behind it, that experience begins to break down. It decomposes. And from that rich, dark soil, new understanding grows. Humility grows. Wisdom grows. A new, more careful, more aware version of you begins to push up towards the light. The great figures of history, the ones we admire for their achievements, are not people who never made mistakes. They are people who made magnificent mistakes and then used them as compost. They are the redwoods that grew from the compost of their own failures. Abraham Lincoln faced countless defeats in his political career before he became one of the most revered presidents in history. Thomas Edison didn't fail to make a light bulb 1,000 times, he successfully found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb, each one adding to the compost of his knowledge until the seed of the light bulb finally sprouted. The mistake itself does not define you. It is just an event, a data point, a fallen leaf. What defines you is what you do with that fallen leaf. Do you curse it, kick it away, and pretend it didn't happen? Or do you let it fall to the ground, thank it for the lesson, and trust that it will enrich the soil of your being for the next thing you will grow? Learning to love yourself means learning to love your compost. It means accepting that the floor of your forest needs to be messy. It's in that mess that the real magic of growth happens. Do not let your mistakes define your character. Let them define your compost. And let your compost grow the most beautiful garden you can imagine. Now, let's move to a topic that is perhaps the most immediate and painful obstacle to self-love, criticism. And I'm not talking about constructive feedback, the kind that comes from a place of care and is designed to help you grow. That is like a gardener gently pruning a branch to help the tree bear more fruit. I'm talking about negative criticism. The kind that is designed to put down, to belittle, to find fault. And more importantly, I'm talking about the criticism we direct at ourselves and the criticism we direct at others, because these two are deeply intertwined. When we criticize others negatively, we are engaging in a subtle and destructive psychological act. We are lifting ourselves up by pushing someone else down. The thought process, often unconscious, goes something like this. Look at them, they made a mistake. I would never do that. I am better than them. We use the other person's perceived flaw as a stepping stool to feel more secure in our own perceived perfection. But here's the problem, in that moment of comparison, we are setting an impossible standard. We are creating an image in our mind of a perfect person, a person who doesn't make that mistake, who doesn't have that flaw. And because we have just used that image to feel superior to someone else, we now unconsciously hold ourselves to that same unrealistic, idealized standard. We have painted a picture of perfection, and now we have to live up to it. And of course, we cannot. No one can. We are human. Sooner or later, we will make a mistake that mirrors the one we just criticized. Or we will fail to live up to the standard of perfection we just implicitly set for ourselves. And when that happens, the criticism we so freely gave to the outside world turns inward. We turn that same harsh, judgmental gaze on ourselves. How could I have done that? I'm supposed to be better than that. I'm such a hypocrite. I'm a failure. This is how negative criticism steals your self-love. It's like putting on a suit of heavy, spiked armor. You wear it to protect yourself and to feel powerful, but all it does is weigh you down and turn its spikes inward, piercing your own heart every time you move. Criticism of others is a promise you make to yourself that you will be perfect. And when you inevitably break that promise, the self-hatred floods in. This is why the path to self-love requires us to disarm. It requires us to take off the armor. It means making a conscious, daily decision to stop using the flaws of others as a mirror to reflect our own imagined superiority. Instead, we can practice something else. When we see someone make a mistake, or when we encounter someone who behaves in a way we dislike, we can pause. We can take a breath. And we can ask ourselves a different question. Instead of, why are they so stupid/annoying/wrong, we can ask, I wonder what pain they are carrying that is making them act this way. Or, I have felt that way before. I have made that mistake before. I know how much it hurts. This is the practice of replacing criticism with compassion. It's a radical act of self-love because, by refusing to judge others harshly, you are also refusing to judge yourself harshly. You are dismantling the very mechanism of judgment. You are creating a world within yourself that is safe, a world where it's okay to be human, for you and for everyone else. There is a story they tell in the temples. A monk was walking along a riverbank one day, deep in his own thoughts, when he noticed a scorpion that had fallen into the water and was struggling desperately to stay afloat. It was being swept downstream, about to drown. Without a second thought, the monk reached down into the water to try to scoop the scorpion out. The moment his hand touched the scorpion, it thrashed its tail and stung him, causing a sharp, searing pain. The monk instinctively pulled his hand back, but the scorpion continued to flail in the water. The monk, seeing the creature was still in danger, reached down again. Again, the scorpion stung him. This time, the pain was even worse, and the monk's hand began to swell. A man who was watching from the bank shouted out, "Revered sir, why do you keep trying to save that creature? Don't you see it will only sting you? It's in its nature to sting. You cannot save it." The monk paused, looked at his stinging hand, then looked at the drowning scorpion. He replied calmly, "Friend, it is in the scorpion's nature to sting. That does not mean it is in my nature to stop saving." And he reached down a third time, and with a swift, careful movement, he managed to scoop the scorpion from the water and place it safely on the bank, where it scurried away into the grass, unharmed. Think about this story in the context of self-criticism and the criticism of others. The scorpion is like the part of us, or the part of others, that is reactive, defensive, and quick to sting. It's our conditioned responses, our fear-based reactions, our old wounds that lash out. It's the voice in our head that says, "You're not good enough." It's the person in our life who always seems to find something negative to say. When the monk was stung, he felt the pain. He didn't pretend it didn't hurt. He acknowledged it. But he didn't let the sting of the scorpion change his fundamental nature, which was to be compassionate and to help. He didn't look at the scorpion and say, "This evil creature. It stung me, so it deserves to drown." He didn't turn his criticism on himself and say, "What an idiot I am. I knew it would sting, and I reached out anyway. I deserve this pain." Instead, he held two truths in his mind simultaneously: the scorpion will sting, that's its conditioned nature. And I will help, this is my chosen nature. He didn't take the sting personally. He saw it for what it was, the scorpion's fear response, not a reflection of his own worth. When you criticize yourself, you are both the scorpion and the monk. The critical voice, the scorpion, is stinging you with its words. And the part of you that is hurt by the criticism, the monk, is bleeding. But there is a third part, the conscious observer, the one who can choose how to respond. That part can say, "Ah, there is the scorpion of self-criticism again. It's stinging because it's afraid. It's a habit. But it is not my nature to believe it. It is not my nature to let it drown me in self-hatred. My nature is to be compassionate, even to this scared, stinging part of myself." And in that moment, you can reach down, with the gentle hand of mindfulness, and you can pull that struggling, fearful part of yourself out of the water of negativity and place it safely on the bank, where it can just be, without hurting you or anyone else. This is the practice. It's not about never getting stung. It's about not letting the stings change your fundamental nature, which is to be kind, first and foremost, to yourself. This leads us to a beautiful concept, one that is deeply embedded in Eastern philosophy and is a perfect partner to Buddhist thought. It's the Japanese aesthetic of wabi-sabi. In our modern world, we are obsessed with perfection, with symmetry, with the new and the flawless. We want our phones to be scratch-free, our skin to be airbrushed, our lives to look like a curated Instagram feed. Wabi-sabi is the polar opposite of this. It is the art of finding beauty in imperfection. It is the appreciation of the old, the weathered, the irregular, the incomplete. Think of a ceramic bowl that has been repaired with gold. In Japan, there is an art form called kintsugi where, when a piece of pottery breaks, they don't throw it away. Instead, they mend the cracks with a special lacquer mixed with gold, silver, or platinum. The repairs become a part of the object's history, a beautiful, shining testament to its journey. The bowl is not hidden away because it is broken. It is treasured because it is broken. The cracks, once signs of damage, are now the most unique and valuable part of the piece. They tell a story. They make the bowl one of a kind. This is wabi-sabi applied to the soul. You are that ceramic bowl. The cracks are your life experiences, your heartbreaks, your failures, your disappointments, your mistakes. The gold that fills them is the wisdom you gained, the compassion you developed, the strength you built. For so long, you've been trying to hide your cracks, ashamed of them. You've been trying to pretend you are a flawless, factory-new piece of china. But you are not. And that is your greatest beauty. Just look at nature. Is there a perfectly symmetrical tree in any forest? Is there a mountain with perfectly geometric slopes? Is there a sunset that has the exact same shade of orange as the one before? The very essence of nature's breathtaking beauty is its imperfection, its endless variety, its glorious chaos. A perfectly manicured lawn is boring. A wildflower meadow, with its tangled mix of colors and shapes, is stunning. A perfectly symmetrical face is often considered less attractive than one with a unique, asymmetrical charm. As humans, we are part of nature. We are not machines built to a specification. We are living, breathing, ever-changing expressions of life. And life is inherently imperfect. To be alive is to be a work in progress. A painting is never finished, only abandoned. A piece of music is not a static object, it's a journey through time. Your life is the same. It is not a destination you are trying to reach, a state of perfect happiness you are trying to achieve. It is a journey you are on. The moment you think you have arrived, you have stopped living. The beauty is in the unfolding, the growing, the stumbling, and the getting back up. When you accept your imperfections, you stop fighting reality. You stop wasting the precious energy of your life on a war you can never win. You make peace with the territory of your own being. And in that peace, you free up an incredible amount of energy, the energy that was once spent on self-hatred, and you can now spend it on love. On kindness. On growth. On simply enjoying the view along the path. I want to share another story with you, one that I heard long ago in a quiet conversation with an old monk. In a certain monastery, there lived a master who was known for his profound wisdom and his deep, abiding peace. He had a young student who was eager to learn, but the student was also very hard on himself. He felt he was making too little progress, that his mind wandered too much during meditation, that he was not as disciplined as the other monks. One cold winter night, the student was sitting in his small, unheated room, shivering. The only thing protecting him from the biting cold was a single, old, woolen blanket. But this blanket was in a terrible state. It was threadbare in places, with holes worn through from years of use. The student looked at it with frustration. He tried to cover his feet, but then his shoulders were exposed. He pulled it up to his chin, and his feet were left in the cold. He felt a wave of self-pity and annoyance. Even this blanket is imperfect, he thought. I can't get warm. I can't even meditate properly. I have nothing that works. Just then, the master appeared silently in the doorway, holding a small oil lamp. He saw the student struggling with the blanket, a look of frustration on his face. The master sat down beside him on the cold floor. He said, "You are fighting the blanket, my student. You are trying to make it cover you completely, but it is too old and too small. In your frustration, you are missing its gift." The student looked confused. "Its gift, master? What gift can this torn, old thing possibly give?" The master smiled gently. "Look," he said, and he took the blanket from the student. He didn't try to pull it or stretch it. He simply laid it gently over the student's lap and legs. "Feel that," he said. "Is that part of you warm?" The student nodded. "Yes, my legs are warm." Then the master took the blanket and laid it over the student's shoulders and chest. "And now? My chest is warm," the student admitted. The master said, "This blanket cannot cover your whole body at once. That is its nature. It is imperfect for that task. But its purpose is not to be perfect. Its purpose is to give warmth. And it does give warmth, fully and completely, to whatever part of you it touches in any given moment. If you try to force it to be what it is not, you will only feel cold and frustrated. But if you accept it for what it is, you will feel its warmth, piece by piece. He paused, letting the words sink in. Your life is like this blanket. Your practice is like this blanket. Your very self is like this blanket. It will never be perfect. It will always have holes. It will never be able to cover everything at once. But in every moment, it can offer you warmth. It can offer you a moment of peace. It can offer you a flash of insight. Stop trying to make your blanket cover the whole mountain of your expectations. Just let it warm your heart, right now. That is enough. The student looked at the old, worn blanket with new eyes. He saw its holes, yes. But he also felt the warmth on his legs. He pulled it up to his chest. He felt the warmth there. And for the first time that night, he felt a deep sense of peace and gratitude for the imperfect thing that was, in that moment, keeping him alive. This is the practice of self-love. Stop fighting your threadbare blanket. Stop demanding that it be a luxurious, king-sized comforter. Feel the warmth it offers you right now. Feel the warmth of your own breath. Feel the warmth of your own heart beating. Feel the simple warmth of being alive. That warmth is always there, even in the midst of your imperfections. Your job is not to become perfect. Your job is to feel the warmth. Here's another story to help us see ourselves differently. It's about a stone cutter. Every day, he would go to the great mountain and chip away at its base, cutting large blocks of stone to sell in the village. It was hard, dusty work, and he often looked up at the massive, immovable mountain with a mix of awe and frustration. He felt so small, so insignificant. He thought to himself, if only I were the mountain. So strong, so powerful, so unchanging. Nothing bothers the mountain. The sun beats down on it, the rain washes over it, and it just sits there, eternal and peaceful. I wish I were the mountain. One day, a wise old woman from the village heard him muttering this wish. She smiled and whispered a little spell. The next morning, when the stone cutter woke up, he was the mountain. He felt immense. He felt powerful. He felt solid and eternal. He was thrilled. For a while, he just sat there, enjoying his new, massive form, watching the tiny people and animals scurry around his base. But then, as the day wore on, the sun rose high in the sky and began to beat down on him. Its rays were intense. He felt his rocky surface heating up, becoming uncomfortable. He wished a cloud would come and block the sun. But he was the mountain, he couldn't move. The sun continued to beat down, and he began to feel a new wish arising. If only I were the sun, he thought. So powerful, so brilliant. It can shine its light everywhere. It answers to no one. I wish I were the sun. And just like that, his wish was granted. He became the sun. He felt immense, radiant, and powerful. He shone his light down on the mountain he used to be and felt a sense of triumph. But soon, a cloud drifted across the sky and began to block his light. He tried to shine through it, but the cloud was thick and stubborn. He felt frustrated and powerless. This cloud is stronger than me, he thought. It can block my light. I wish I were the cloud. And so, he became the cloud. He felt light and free, drifting through the sky, blocking the sun and pouring rain down on the mountain. He felt incredibly powerful. But then he felt a force pushing him. A great wind began to blow. It tossed him and scattered him. He had no control. This wind, he thought, it's stronger than the cloud. It pushes me wherever it wants. I wish I were the wind. He became the wind. He felt wild and free, roaring across the landscape, blowing clouds, uprooting small trees, creating great storms. He was unstoppable. But then he came to something he could not move. He slammed into the base of the great mountain, again and again, but the mountain did not even tremble. The mountain, he thought. It's stronger than the wind. I was right all along. The mountain is the most powerful of all. I wish I were the mountain. And in that moment, he was the mountain again. He sat there, solid and eternal, having come full circle. He was exactly where he started, but now he understood. The sun was powerful, but a cloud could block it. The cloud was powerful, but the wind could move it. The wind was powerful, but the mountain could stop it. And the mountain? The mountain was powerful, but the stone cutter, day after day, with his small, simple tools, could chip away at its base. The stone cutter could change the mountain. The story reveals a profound truth about our search for self-worth. We are always looking outside ourselves for something to be. If only I had their job. If only I looked like them. If only I had their confidence. We think that by becoming something else, something greater, we will finally be happy. But the stone cutter's journey shows us that power, worth, and value are not found in being one thing or another. They are found in being fully what you are, in any given moment. You are the stone cutter, chipping away at your own mountain of fears. You are the sun, radiating your own unique energy into the world. You are the cloud, bringing the rain of your tears and your compassion. You are the wind, capable of great force and change. And you are the mountain, solid, stable, and enduring at your core. You are all of these things. You don't need to become something else to be worthy. You are worthy simply because you are. Your journey is not to become a mountain. Your journey is to realize you have always been the entire landscape. This is a classic story, but it holds such power that it's worth revisiting with fresh eyes. It's the story of the two wolves. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. He says to the boy, "A fight is going on inside me. It is a terrible fight between two wolves. One wolf is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego." He continued, "The other wolf is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you, and inside every other person, too." The grandson thought about this for a moment and then looked up at his grandfather and asked, "Grandfather, which wolf will win?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." This story is a perfect metaphor for the mind. The two wolves represent the two fundamental tendencies within each of us. One wolf is the voice of self-hatred. It whispers to you about your failures, your inadequacies, your unworthiness. It points out every mistake, every flaw. It compares you to others and finds you lacking. It feeds on criticism, on regret, on fear. It is the wolf that tells you you are not lovable. The other wolf is the voice of self-love. It's quieter, often drowned out by the howling of the first. It notices the small kindness you did. It appreciates the effort you made. It forgives your mistake. It sees the beauty in your imperfection. It whispers, "You are doing your best, and that is enough." It feeds on compassion, on gratitude, on acceptance. The question is not how to kill the first wolf. You can't. It's a part of you. It's the accumulation of all your past hurts, your conditioning, your survival instincts. The question is, which one are you going to feed? Every thought is a piece of meat. Every time you dwell on a self-critical thought, every time you replay a past mistake with shame, every time you compare yourself unfavorably to someone else, you are throwing a juicy steak to the wolf of self-hatred. You are making it stronger, more dominant, more convincing. Every time you practice gratitude, even for the smallest thing. Every time you offer yourself a word of kindness. Every time you accept a flaw without judgment. Every time you forgive yourself for a mistake. In those moments, you are throwing a piece of meat to the wolf of self-love. You are strengthening its voice. You are giving it more power in the internal arena. Learning to love yourself is the daily, hourly, minute-by-minute practice of consciously choosing which wolf to feed. It's a practice of attention. It's noticing when the critical wolf is barking and deciding not to give it your energy. It's turning towards the quiet wolf and offering it your presence. It's not a one-time victory. It's an ongoing, lifelong practice. The wolf you feed is the one that will win. So, what are you going to have for dinner today? I want you to picture an elephant. A magnificent, powerful creature, capable of uprooting trees with its trunk. Now, picture this elephant standing next to a small wooden stake hammered into the ground, with a thin rope tied around its ankle. The elephant is not moving. It just stands there, tethered by this flimsy rope to this tiny stake. Why doesn't it just pull the stake out? It could do it in a second. It has the strength of 100 men. The reason is conditioning. When the elephant was very young, just a baby, its trainers used a heavy iron chain to tie it to an immovable iron post. For days, the baby elephant pulled and pulled, trying to free itself. It strained with all its might, but the chain was too strong, the post was too solid. It tried and tried, until eventually, it learned a powerful lesson. Pulling against this restraint is useless. I cannot break free. As the elephant grew, the trainers gradually replaced the heavy chain with a lighter rope, and finally with the thin rope we see today. But the elephant never tries to break free anymore. Its mind is still chained. It has learned a belief about itself: I cannot break this. And that belief, that mental chain, is stronger than any physical rope. It has the physical power to break free at any moment, but it doesn't even try. It believes it is helpless. This is a perfect metaphor for the chains of self-hatred and limiting beliefs that bind us. We all have a history. We all have a past where we tried and failed. We all have moments where we felt powerless, rejected, or not good enough. In those moments, a chain was forged. We learned a belief about ourselves: I am not lovable. I am a failure. I am weak. I am not good enough. These beliefs, formed in the past, become the invisible ropes that tether us in the present. We walk around, fully grown, with all the power and potential of an adult elephant, but we are still bound by the chains of a belief we formed when we were young and vulnerable. We don't even test the rope anymore. We just assume we are still stuck. We don't apply for that job because we believe we're not qualified. We don't start that creative project because we believe we're not talented. We don't open our heart to love because we believe we'll be rejected. The rope is an illusion. The stake is made of wood. You have the power to break free at any moment. The first step is to simply notice the rope. To become aware of the belief. To question it. Is this really true? Is it absolutely true that I am not good enough? Or is that just a story I learned a long time ago? When you look closely, with the light of mindfulness, you will see that the rope is thin. The stake is small. The chain was broken long ago, but you just never stopped to look. Self-love is the realization that you are, and always have been, free. It's the courage to take that first, tentative step forward and feel the rope snap. The Buddha himself spoke about a concept that is incredibly useful for understanding and practicing self-love. He called it the parable of the two arrows. Imagine you are walking through a forest, and an archer shoots an arrow. It hits you. It's painful. You cry out, you feel the physical sting, the shock of it. This is the first arrow. In life, the first arrows are inevitable. They are the pains we cannot avoid. Sickness, old age, loss, accidents, criticism from others, the disappointment of a plan not working out. These things will happen. They are part of being human. This first arrow hurts. But then, the Buddha said, we usually shoot a second arrow. And this second arrow, we shoot ourselves. After being hit by the first arrow of, say, making a mistake at work, we immediately fire the second arrow of self-criticism. I'm so stupid. How could I have done that? I always mess things up. Or after being hit by the first arrow of someone saying something unkind, we fire the second arrow of rumination, replaying the insult over and over, festering in anger and hurt for hours or days. The first arrow is the event. The second arrow is our reaction to the event. The first arrow causes pain. The second arrow causes suffering. The pain is inevitable. The suffering is optional. It is created entirely by our own mind, by our habits of self-hatred, blame, and rumination. The practice of self-love is the practice of noticing the second arrow before we shoot it. It's the practice of being hit by the first arrow of a mistake, and instead of immediately grabbing the second arrow of, I'm a failure, we pause. We take a breath. We feel the pain of the mistake. We acknowledge it. Ouch. That hurt. That didn't go as planned. And then we consciously choose not to shoot the second arrow. We choose not to add self-hatred to the pain. We might even tend to the wound of the first arrow with kindness. We might say to ourselves, it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. What can I learn from this? By refusing to shoot the second arrow, we prevent the initial pain from festering into long-term suffering. We stop the bleeding. We allow the wound to heal naturally, without pouring acid on it. This is a powerful, practical act of self-compassion. It's the skill of letting the first arrow be just an arrow, and not a declaration of war against yourself. The eighth anecdote, the guest house. This idea of not shooting the second arrow is beautifully captured in a poem by the Sufi mystic Rumi, which he called the guest house. It goes like this. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes. As an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows. Who violently sweep your house. Empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out. For some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes. Because each has been sent. As a guide from beyond. Think of your mind and your heart as this guest house. Every feeling that arrives, anger, sadness, joy, fear, shame, excitement, self-hatred, is a guest. For so long, we have treated some guests terribly. When the guest of shame arrives, we don't just open the door. We grab a broom and try to beat it away. We scream at it. We try to lock it in the basement. This is the second arrow. This is the fight. Rumi's advice is radical. He says, welcome and entertain them all. Meet them at the door laughing. This doesn't mean you have to like the guest. It doesn't mean you have to let the guest of shame redecorate your house and stay forever. It means you acknowledge its presence. You see it. You say, ah, hello shame. I see you've arrived. Come in. Have a seat. What do you have to tell me? When you stop fighting the feeling, when you stop shooting the second arrow of self-hatred about having the feeling, something shifts. The guest, having been acknowledged, having been seen, often loses its power. It might just sit there for a while, and then, having delivered its message, it will get up and leave. But if you fight it, if you try to deny it entry, it will bang on the door all night and all day, growing louder and more insistent. It will break down your walls. Self-love is becoming the compassionate innkeeper of your own heart. It's the ability to say to any feeling, any thought, any imperfect part of yourself, you are welcome here. You are a part of my human experience. I will not hate you, and I will not hate myself for having you. This is the ultimate hospitality. This is the ultimate peace. The ninth anecdote, the sculptor and the marble. Imagine a master sculptor. She is given a huge, rough block of marble. It's straight from the quarry, jagged, uneven, full of flaws and impurities. Another person might look at this block and see only its imperfections. They would see the cracks, the discolorations, the odd shape. They would say, this is useless. It's not a statue. It's just a flawed rock. And they would throw it away. But the sculptor sees something different. She doesn't see the block for what it is, she sees it for what it could become. She looks at the rough marble, and in her mind's eye, she already sees the beautiful form hidden within. She sees the potential. She knows that her job is not to add anything to the marble. Her job is simply to remove everything that is not the statue. She takes her chisel and her hammer, and with great care and precision, she begins to chip away. Every chip is a removal of something that is obscuring the beauty within. The process is long. It requires patience. Sometimes she chips away a piece that she later realizes was needed, and she has to work around it. But she never hates the marble for being rough. She loves it for the potential it holds. You are both the sculptor and the marble. For years, you have been looking at yourself and seeing only the rough block. You've been focusing on the flaws, the cracks, the impurities. You've been tempted to throw yourself away, to declare yourself useless. But self-love is learning to see yourself as the sculptor sees the marble. It's learning to see the incredible potential for beauty that is already within you, hidden beneath the surface of your fears, your mistakes, your insecurities. The practice of self-love is the patient, gentle work of the sculptor. Every time you choose kindness over criticism, you are chipping away a piece of the rock that obscures your beauty. Every time you forgive yourself for a mistake, you are smoothing a rough edge. Every time you accept an imperfection, you are revealing more of the magnificent statue within. You are not trying to build yourself into something new. You are simply, lovingly, removing everything that is not the real you. And underneath all the layers of self-hatred and conditioned belief, there is a masterpiece. There always has been. Your job is to have the courage and the love to keep chipping away until you see it. Finally, let's think about a tiny seed. A mustard seed, or a sunflower seed. It's small, hard, and unassuming. If you hold it in your hand, it looks insignificant. It has no leaves, no stem, no flower. To the casual observer, it seems like nothing. Now, imagine planting that seed deep in the dark, cold earth. You cover it with soil. It's gone. All you see is a patch of dirt. For days, nothing happens. The seed is in complete darkness. It is surrounded by pressure. It might feel alone, forgotten. From its perspective, it's just a small thing in a vast, dark world. It has no idea that it contains a sunflower. It has no concept of the sun, the sky, the bees. All it knows is the dark earth. But inside that seed, an intelligence is at work. It has the entire blueprint for a magnificent plant. It has the potential to grow 10 feet tall, to produce a beautiful yellow flower, to create hundreds more seeds. But first, it must be in the dark. The darkness is not a punishment. The darkness is not a failure. The darkness is where the roots grow. It's where the seed must break itself open, allowing the first, tiny shoot to reach down for water and up for the light. The seed has to trust the process. It has to trust that the darkness is not the end, but the necessary beginning. You are that seed. So often, we find ourselves in the dark. We go through periods of depression, of loneliness, of confusion, of failure. We feel buried. We feel like nothing. We think something has gone wrong. But what if these dark periods are not failures? What if they are the necessary time in the earth? What if they are the time when our roots are growing deep into the soil of our own being, searching for the underground waters of our own strength and resilience? What if the pressure we feel is not crushing us, but is actually the force that will cause us to break open and allow our true shoot to emerge? You cannot have a sunflower without the seed first being in the dark. You cannot have the joy of the bloom without the patience of the underground. Learning to love yourself means learning to trust the darkness. It means not hating yourself when you feel buried, but understanding that you are simply in the phase of root growth. It means having faith that the blueprint for your beautiful, unique flower is already inside you, and that the dark, rich soil of your current struggle is exactly what you need to grow. So, we have journeyed together through many stories. We've talked about labels, mistakes, criticism, imperfection, and we've met cracked pots, scorpions, threadbare blankets, chained elephants, and tiny seeds. All of these stories point to the same fundamental truth. You are worthy of your own love, right now, exactly as you are. This is not a philosophy to just think about. It's a practice to live. And like any practice, it requires consistency. So, let me leave you with a simple, beautiful practice you can do every single day. Think of it as your own personal bedtime story, one you tell yourself. When you wake up in the morning, before your feet even touch the floor, just lie there for a moment. Feel your breath. Feel your heart beating. And say to yourself, silently or in a whisper, "Good morning, my friend. Today, we are going on another journey. I don't know what will happen today. There may be sunshine, and there may be storms. There may be successes, and there may be mistakes. But no matter what happens out there in the world, in here, in this heart, you have a home. You have a place of safety. And my commitment to you, today, is this. No matter how imperfect you are, no matter what mistakes you make, I will not give up on you. I will not abandon you to the wolves of self-criticism. I will be here, with you, through it all. We will keep learning. We will keep growing. We will keep trying to be a little kinder, a little more patient, a little more loving. And that is enough. You are enough. And at night, as you lie in bed, ready to sleep, take a moment to review your day. Don't judge it. Just observe. And offer yourself a closing statement. Good night, my friend. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for trying. Thank you for the moments of kindness you showed, to others and to yourself. Thank you for the mistakes you made, which are now compost for tomorrow's growth. I forgive you for any moments of harshness. I accept you completely, with all your cracks and flaws. Rest now. Sleep well. We will try again tomorrow. This is not selfishness. This is the most profound spiritual practice there is. This is putting on your own oxygen mask. This is filling your own cup so that you may overflow with kindness for the world. This is learning to love yourself. The path is long. The journey is inward. But you don't have to walk it alone. You have yourself. And you have the practice. Keep going. Be gentle. Be patient. Be kind. The flowers are already growing on your side of the path. You just have to stop and notice them. Thank you for spending this time with me here at Monk's Temple. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. And may you learn, more and more each day, to love the incredible, imperfect, beautiful person that you are. Namaste.